used to introduce myself with everything I did. I would say I'm a yoga teacher, I'm a singer, I also work in a cafe there, and I'm working on my business and I do coaching and sometimes life coaching. It was an absolute mess. And if you're creative, I'm sure you had those moments where you kind of froze. You didn't quite know how to introduce yourself or how to communicate what you do in a clear way that gets people to want to work with you, buy from you, and just hang out with you. So in today's video, I will tell you 3 powerful shifts that will actually help you communicate your value and who you are in a way that helps people decide if they want to work with you, so that you don't have this freeze mode anymore and this moment of, oh God, how am I going to fit all that I do in one sentence? And actually can be a creative that is not only communicating powerfully, but gets paid for their magic. So stay until the end to uncover those 3 tips and for a special invite. If you don't know me, I am Marjolaine, and for the last 7 years, I have been guiding creative entrepreneurs to build a soul-aligned business that actually allows them to live their dream life, which really means having time and space to create their magic and their art, and having incredible transformation in the way that they work with clients and get paid for their magic. Now, in today's video, my focus is to help you understand the power of communication, communicating what we do, not only when we meet someone in person, at a networking event, at a special evening, at a friend's gathering, but also when you're in front of a dream client. And this could be the moment that guides the client to say, oh, I want to work with you. So the first thing that you might be doing right now that makes you confuse people is not being able to discern who receives what information. So what allowed me to actually stop saying everything that I do and have this feeling of, oh, how am I going to ever fit that I'm a multi-passionate and I have so much to offer in one sentence, into being able to clearly position myself, was allowing myself to realize it's not about me. The conversation is not about me. When I'm saying all of the things that I am, what I want is for people to see me. I want them to realize, wow, she's impressive. She's doing all of those things. How interesting. And because of that, I'm fumbling and I'm saying all of the things that I do, and people are confused and they can't put 2 and 2 together. And it's just a general confusing conversation. When we realize that it's not about us and it's actually about making the person in front of us feel seen, oof, that is where the magic happens and the whole dynamic of that conversation changes. Because we move from choose me, choose me, choose me energy, or please see me energy, into, oof, I see you. I see what's going on right now, and I think I have something to offer that might be exactly what you're looking for. And so the way we do this is, instead of trying to introduce ourselves as all of those things, we notice. We have almost our Sherlock Holmes hat on, and we see someone in front of us and ask ourselves, okay, where do they belong in my world? Are they a potential collaborator? Are they a potential client? Are they a potential friend? Those 3 distinctions I've guided all of my clients to analyze whenever there's a new follower, a new comment, or they meet a new person in person. Because the way we approach a potential friend is very different than the way we approach a potential collaborator, partnership, or a potential client. So that's the first filter, the first question we want to ask ourselves. And then the second thing we want to ask ourselves is, what does that person in front of me need to know so that we can take the next step? Because you see, powerful communication, whether it's in sales or it's in networking, really is about learning how to lead the conversation forward. I call it, in my signature masterclass, the feminine art of selling with ease, the rule of 1. And the rule of 1 really is about, in any context, whether it is in a DM, in person, at an event, 1 step forward at a time. We don't say 3 information. We don't ask 3 questions. 1 information at a time. So you see how now, when I was saying that I was a yoga teacher and a coach and this and that and this, I was already breaking the rule of 1. So immediately when you have the person in front of you, you identify what kind of person are they in your world. This is an assumption. This might change, but we make an initial assumption. And then we approach the conversation with 1 step forward, 1 introduction, or 1 question. Asking question, actually, instead of introducing yourself, is the game changer. Instead of trying to present yourself, you can say, ooh, I see that you have this stand here. Are you running a cupcake company? Have people talk about them. Have them tell you about their dreams, their problems, their desire. Because then when you know more about them, you can position yourself and say exactly what they need to hear so that they can hire you. Now, I know this might sound a little like, oof, is this Is this manipulation? Well, let me tell you this. Communication with clarity and certainty is not manipulation, it's intention. It's being intentional about all of the magic we have within and intentional about people's time and energy and giving them the information that will allow them to make an aligned decision. Because when you know you have magic to offer and you're someone incredible to work with, and you see a person in front of you that could benefit from this, it is in your interest and their interest to focus on the essential simplicity of the conversation. So let's recap our first step here, which is the rule of one. When we introduce ourselves or when we lead a conversation in any situation, whether digital or in person, one step forward at a time only. Our only goal is to guide the conversation forward and to make them feel seen, not us, them. Now, when you flip the script on this already, you'll notice such a dramatic change in your interaction as a creative. But now this is not all. We haven't finished the conversation. What do we do next? We need to present an invitation. And the invitation is to a next meeting, a next step, something to look forward to. I always tell my clients that go to events or they're going to a beautiful conference or even to a festival, do not give your card. Do not give the power away. Ask for information. Again, you want to guide the conversation forward, and so you get their contact information, their phone, their Instagram, their card. You don't need to give your card. It's not about you, it's about them. And that goes back to our first point. Making them feel seen and not making you feel seen. It's the same with giving our cards or, giving our phone number. Take their phone number, take their card. Be the one in charge of the next step in the conversation. Make them feel like you got them, you're handling this forward. And this already is such a big relief for people because they feel like they don't have to get back to you, think about it. They feel like they're in good hand. And whether you're selling art or selling transformation as a consultant, allowing people to feel taken care of is such a game changer in them trusting you more, wanting to do business with you more, and hopefully hiring you for your magic. And now the last thing you want to learn how to do to communicate your value with clarity is to realize that you don't have to say everything. You don't have to always try to fit a title or fit a link in bio or a description on Instagram. I think as creatives, sometimes we get confused. We confuse our identity for our offers. And I've done this multiple times, accidentally getting entangled between who I am and the offers that I'm offering. So let's say that I'm offering a confidence course. I have this course, You Are Powerful, an 8-week journey to become your most confident self and clarify your life vision. In that season of launch, I would get entangled and think, woo, am I a confidence coach now? And then I would change my bio or my description and I would get stuck in the story of my offerings or my identity. But this isn't true. As creatives, we are multi-layered. We have multi-passions, we're multi-dimensional, and there's so much we can give and offer. And we can hold everything as our identity, as who we are. And then when it comes to offering or offers, that's where we need to communicate that offer for that season with a clear invitation to the client. But it doesn't mean we need to get entangled with that. And if you catch yourself, having a client messaging you and you tell them all of your pricing, all of the ways to work with you, all of your options, this is you not realizing that people don't need to know everything to make a decision. And you can still be whole and hold all of those layers of you and give a little glimpse into the one thing that is a good fit for the client's next step. And so the best way to imagine this illustration is, imagine you walk into a convenience store and there's 300 shampoos to choose from. It is a psychologically known fact that we get overwhelmed when there is too many decisions to make. And so when you are presenting everything you do to someone, let's say that there's a event manager in front of you and you tell them that you can do a DJ set with this and you can sing this and you can play guitar this. You're overwhelming the person with options, and what does it do? It leads them to a no decision. On the other end, if you spot the person, practice our step 1, notice what kind of opportunity they can be, give them one next question, one next step, and then when it comes to positioning what you do and who you are, a clear invitation. Oh, I actually offer evening immersion with a live DJ set, I think would be such a good fit for your high-level event that is happening next month. Would you like more information on this? That is an open possibility. It's clear, it's precise, and even better, instead of would you like, you can ask an open question, which is always golden in communication. An open question being, how would you like us meeting tomorrow for a conversation or a coffee? They can answer, ooh, I would like this very much, instead of, are you available, yes or no, which is a bit more of a closed question. Now I've given you a lot of information, so let's recap. Okay. When it comes to positioning our offer, we want to do it in a simple way. It is precise, it is only one offer to the client in front of us as a first option. And we don't give them everything we have to offer. These can be plan Bs, they can be other options, but they don't need to know everything to make a decision. And it shows incredible leadership and authority in your work, in what you do as a creative, when you show them what options you think is best fitted for them. Right? So let's say you're a photographer. Instead of saying you offer 300 packages with 300 different little variations they want to understand, you say, so if I understand correctly, you're looking to have a very dreamy setting for your wedding ceremony. I actually have a sunset special, which I always recommend if we want to have a beautiful golden light and really seize the best light of the day for your wedding. How does that sound? You present an option with confidence. You choose for them because you know your offers better than they could ever understand, and you position one offer only. Now, when it comes to communication as a creative, it's so many layers, but here's the way it all comes in together, right? When we realize that it's about the client, when we realize it's about us trusting our ability to guide the conversation forward, when we realize it's about them feeling seen and heard and understood, we can pretty much sign any dream client any day, literally. If you want a step-by-step process to handle those conversations once you get a client on the call, I recorded a 40-minute masterclass called The Feminine Art of Selling with Ease. And in this masterclass, not only will you leave with full plus pages of notes and things to work on and implement, you will finally feel confident in who you are and what you do and how to position yourself in a way that gets the client to say yes to working with you. I'll see you inside the masterclass. You can find the link down below, and until next time.